I'm going to argue that this is the biggest cover-up that there has ever been in British history. Yes. And it starts there. First time I picked up on this, November 2001, the United Nations Environment Programme published detailed peer-reviewed research that showed that what the effects of 2 degrees Celsius of warming would have on agricultural production. And they said billions face hunger and starvation, not covered by the BBC. How dare they keep that from the public? How dare you do that, BBC? People have a right to know. The Independent produced one particular report in which they said, you can look it up online, in 2016, game over, it's game over. Now, a public sector organiser, a public service broadcaster, if they see that in the other media, they should at least be thinking in terms of, well, maybe the public are worried about this. Maybe we should explain it to the public, help them to understand what the various climate feedbacks are, what the various tipping points are, and help them to understand whether this is real or whether it's dangerous. I assure you it's very, very, very real. And they have not done that. They have not told the public about the tipping points and the climate feedback. September 2017 was immediately after the terrible hurricane season that pummeled the Caribbean. Now, by sheer coincidence, there was a UN General Assembly meeting immediately afterwards, after Hurricane Maria had pummeled Dominica.
Warmer air and sea temperatures have permanently altered the climate between the tropics of Cancer and Capricorn. In the past, we would prepare for one heavy storm a year. Now, thousands of storms form on a breeze in the mid-Atlantic and line up to pound us with maximum force and fury.
For the first time in its history, the Bahamas evacuated whole communities to safe quadrants ahead of Hurricane Irma. What's next? Wholesale evacuation of the entire Caribbean? I call on the international community to recognize the imperative of accelerating efforts to deal urgently with the adverse impact of climate change and to do so in a coordinated way.
They didn't cover a word of that. It's a UN General Assembly meeting on climate change. Not a single word. Now, I was working through the BBC's complaints process, and I was aware that the UN Secretary General in September had asked all the broadcasting corporations of the world to convey a message from him to the people of the world. And on the 10th of September, he delivered that message. Now, I knew this was coming up, and I contacted the BBC and said, look, this major speech is coming up. Can you make sure that it's covered? And I knew that they would not cover it. And sure enough, he delivered his speech and it wasn't covered. Now, this was the speech in which he said that climate change represents a direct existential threat and we face the risk of runaway climate change. Now, the BBC said, oh, well, all right, but at least we put it online. And I noticed that when they did put it online, they removed those words, direct existential threat, but not covered at all on the TV or radio. And we're demanding to see them. I'm demanding to see them. I want to know why they are going to let my grandchildren be killed, why they are covering up the murder of 360,000 children a year. I demand to know why they're doing that. I want to be sure. If they think it's because you shouldn't be frightened, that is a stupid strategy. Absolutely stupid, because if you do not allow the people to know the truth, if you don't allow the people to know the truth, you've not given them a chance to demand change. Because they haven't been given a chance to demand change, more people get killed. If everybody knew the truth, they would be demanding change. They'd be going to their politicians and say, no, change now. Not in 25 years or 50 years' time, change now. And then more people's lives will be saved.